Hi everybody and happy Halloween! Woo, spooky, right? This is Jen and I'm going to show you how I made this super easy Halloween cake with ghosts and pumpkins. Alright, to begin my cake, I'm starting with three 6-inch tiers or layers or I don't even know. I guess just three 6-inch cakes. They're chocolate cakes. I just happen to be making chocolate cake and I figured I'll do something just real simple and fun with it because I know there's a lot of Halloween stuff and some of the Halloween decorations and cakes and cupcakes and things can get a little involved. This one's super easy, like not gonna lie. So I let my cakes cool, cut the tops off, making some just regular old crusting buttercream icing here. So I've got my butter, gonna mix it up. And I added 4 sticks of butter to my icing, but it didn't need that much. I think 3 sticks would have been plenty, honestly, because I also was going, I don't know, not necessarily for a naked look, but I guess a crumb-coated look sort of thing. But I'm just adding about 2 cups of powdered sugar per stick of butter. And then I added 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract because I am kind of making a lot of icing here. And I added enough heavy cream just to make it a nice consistency. Just till I was happy with it, and I just kept adding and adding little shots of it because you always want to add a little at a time. You don't want to overdo it until I was happy with how thick and creamy and smooth it was. So once I was good with the buttercream, I'm going to cut out a cake plate to start building my cake on top of. I have 8-inch cake plates and I need a 6-inch cake plate, so I'll just cut out a circle out of it, just cut it down to size so it'll fit. Put a little bit of icing on my cake plate. And then I'm going to put my first cake right onto it. So I'm sticking it onto the bottom of the cake so it's nice and flat and smooth and sticking right to the cake plate. Going to add a nice thick layer of the buttercream right in the middle of there. Make it nice and even, or as even as I can, which, you know, I do the best I can. And then once it's nice and even, going to add another layer to it. Okay, now that I got my second layer on, it was a little rough. It kind of stuck to the sides of my pan a little bit. But that's okay. I'm going to just fill it in with icing. So I added my next layer of icing, put my last cake on top. You see how crumbly it is. I'm just going to now kind of give it a rough crumb coat. I'm trying to keep it, you know, a little neater. I don't want it to be just a big sloppy crumbly mess. However, it is a little bit of a crumbly cake, this recipe I used, which I don't know that I'd use again, honestly. So that's why I'm saying use whatever cake recipe you like. Anyway, so cover the top, cover the sides with a nice thick layer, so that when I start scraping away at it, there's plenty to scrape away, and I'll finish up with a nice even amount and nice, you know, sharp edges, as sharp as I can get them. All right, so I'm going to start scraping away right now using my little tool there. It is pretty handy, I gotta say. I got a nice turntable too. And when you put the two together, it makes for a nice even sides of your cake. It makes them nice and straight up and down. And you can see that some of the crumbs and the roughness is starting to show through. Again, I didn't quite make it a naked cake, but I wanted it more rough and rustic looking. I don't know. I mean, do whatever you want. If you want to do a crumb coat, then do a second coating to make it very nice and clean. You could do that too. Once your sides are good and you're happy with it, then start leveling off the top. Just take a little bit at a time, go from the outside edge and just pull it toward the center. You might find that the sides get a little droopy, so you might have to go along the sides of the cake again just to kind of sharpen up those tops. And then scrape off all that extra again. When you're happy with it, stick this bad boy in the fridge for at least an hour, I would say. Now I've got a bottle here of just chocolate drizzle, black chocolate drizzle. I covered the entire top of the cake with it, and now I am just letting it cascade over the sides. Just so lovely, you know, and I'm not doing necessarily a lot down the sides. You can see it's going down, you know, a quarter of the way, halfway. There's a couple spots that go down all the way, but not many. I want it to stay more toward the top. I'm using my spatula there just to smooth off the top and get rid of all those swirly doodles that I made. And I got a little spiral design in it too. Okay, I put it back in the fridge and it got cold and I forgot about it for a long time. So now it's like really wedged and melded onto my cake turntable there. So I'm using my cake tier lifter to carefully pry it off so I don't damage the icing. You see it's a little condensation on the chocolate there. And transferring it to the cake plate itself. I'm trying to do this again very carefully, trying not to hurt anything, trying to tuck all the little pieces back in wherever they need to go. Now, as far as the decorations go, these are super basic, very simple. Anyone can do it. If you can make a ball out of Play-Doh, you can make a ball out of gum paste. And this is gum paste. You could use fondant for this, as long as you have a little Tylose powder to help make it firmer. You could definitely do it. So all I'm doing is taking some orange gum paste, rolling the balls between my hands. I want to say they're about an inch, across. Not quite, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And then I'm using the back side of my paring knife there to just start at the bottom and roll upwards toward the center of the pumpkin. And I'm doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines, typically. You can do more or less, whatever you want. But I'm just rolling toward the center 6 times to create the lines in my pumpkins. And my pumpkins are all pretty much uniform in shape and size. They are just all nice round balls. If you want to get real creative, you can make different shapes, different sizes, just like pumpkins. They're not all perfectly round balls. Some of them are more long, some of them are tall. Whatever, do whatever you want. I press down in the center with the back of my my paintbrush there. And now I'm adding a little bit of water into each of the little holes that I pressed down into the center. I didn't go real deep either. I just made an indentation. And I'm putting a little bit of water around the holes at the top as well. Okay, now we're almost there with these pumpkins. I'm taking some brown gum paste now, rolling it between my hands as you saw. So I just get a nice long skinny piece, break off a section, give it a little twist, a little curl, and stick one end into the hole. And just twist the other part around however you want. And now you've got a pumpkin stem. And this you can do as short or as long as you want. You can make it twist, you can make it loop, you could make it just coming straight up out of it. You do whatever shape you want. It doesn't matter because pumpkins grow on vines and they get all twisty and wiggly. And so, yeah, just adds a little character to it. Now the last thing I'm going to do is this ghost. I just took some white gum paste and I'm made, as you saw, not a ball, a little taller than a ball, but I'm really pinching in and tapering it near the bottom so that it flares out at the bottom, tapers in, and then comes out more like a light bulb shape. You see how I got that going there? Once I'm happy with my light bulb shape, I'm just going to press down on the bottom around the edge, flat against the table, to make just kind of a lip. I'm going to take the handle of my paintbrush and spaced out, pretty evenly, I'm going to put it under the lip and just crank it upward, just lift. And this way my ghost now has more of like a little ripply effect going around the bottom of him. I'm going to do it all around him. If you need to pinch it between your fingers a little when you lift, that'll help hold the shape too. You could do that too, as many or as few as you want. This is just what I did, just to kind of make him a little more interesting looking. See, there he goes. Okay, now he needs a face. All I'm going to do for the face is put 3 little spots of water on it. I'm going to do 2 on the top, 1 on the bottom. Taking 3 round balls of black gum paste and just pressing them against those wet spots. So now I've got 2 eyes. There's his little mouth. He's saying boo to you. That's it. Like, he's nice and easy and done, and he's cute. So when he's ready, stick him on top of the cake. I put him right in the center. I put a pumpkin at the bottom to hide that little mistake, that little damage happened when I transferred the cake. And no one will know the difference. Put a nice little ring of pumpkins around him, and now you got a ghost in a pumpkin patch. Perfect for your Charlie Brown Halloween special cake, or any Halloween party at all. So there you go. Very cute, very easy, very doable. I hope you found this video helpful. Please like and subscribe because it does help me out. Check out my videos. I got a lot of other ones out there. If you need any tools or supplies you see me use, check the link in the description below. And as always, thank you for watching Caketastic Cakes.